Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. I'm going to show you another make-ahead that I think is a lot of fun. It's also a reduce, reuse, recycle. So it'll be the perfect transition into April. I won't be buying any new paper or supplies during the month of April. I am going to reduce my stash. I am going to recycle what I have and reuse some of the stuff that is just laying around waiting to be repurposed. So, but I saw this on Scrapbooking with Me, and I just thought this was the cutest thing. And I thought, you know, I have these scraps from the, not the Shabby Shades, what is it? The Vintage Shabby Rose collection by G. Kerr. From doing my design team, I had a couple pages left, and I thought, you know, I can do this whole project with one sheet of paper. What this is, well, it could be a couple of things. It could be a belly band. It could be a floating pocket. It could be a tuck spot on the edge of a page, whatever you like. But basically it's an envelope being repurposed. I have the envelope here and covered with some of the papers that I have piled up over here on the side. I've used some of my lace trim and some of the vintage bling here. It's not really vintage, it's Dollar Tree, but you know, vintage style, that's what I'm looking for. And then inside it has a little tag that can be used for journaling on both sides. You could even not, I glued this is paper, so I glued it into a trifold to make it stiff. If you used cardstock, you could maybe put the fold on this side, and then if you didn't glue the top of your tab but only glued the part to the paper, then you could open it, and that would be a secret writing spot as well. But that fits right inside there. And like I said, this will be beautiful on either the edge of a page, like so, or as a belly band to stick things behind, or you could just paper clip it on and let somebody else decide where they want to put it. But I've done this with one of the background pages that I printed 2 to a page, or I'm not sure if it was a journal page. I didn't look for it, I'm sorry. But anyway, it's scrap I have on the side, so that's what we're going to use today. I've got this beautiful piece here, which I thought would be perfect. So the first thing I want to do is glue this closed. We are not going to use the inside of this pocket. Now, when E did this, she made 2 pockets, and you could do that, but I wanted it a little bit sturdier because my envelopes are really kind of flimsy. But she sealed the pocket here and left it open, and then trimmed right down the middle and had 2 pockets to cover. I'm using the whole envelope and folding it so that it's a little sturdier. But that's only because my envelopes are not sturdy. So either way will work. And you can get 2 for 1 envelope if you do it the other way. I will leave her video. I'll get some glue down there. I will leave the link to her video in the description box as usual. And she's got some fun make-ahead projects on her channel. Anyway, I'm just going to cover this. Now, it's up to you how long you want to make this. I am going to make it the height of the page, so I will be trimming this down. But I just want to get an idea of where I want to go, and that way I can trim it down first, because last time I did not trim it down first and I got glue everywhere. So we will trim this down first, and I'm just going to trim off that, looks like a little over a 1/16 of an inch, and I'm just going to cut off that pencil mark. Okay, now I do want to glue this closed because I'm not using the inside of this envelope. Just a little bit of glue there. Okay, so I'm going to use this side, and I'm just going to glue this down. I'm going to glue this side to the paper so that the inside of the envelope, because I don't know if you'll see on this one, I did it this way. So you can tell it's an envelope, which doesn't bother me at all, but if it bothers you, oh my goodness, I thought it stopped recording. Oh goodness, AV issues. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to do that the other way so it doesn't show on this one. So we'll put the glue on this side. Now save this because we're going to use it in a minute. Alright, now let's put the lid in the glue so it's not fussing at me. I do want to ink around this. And you can't really go wrong with these beautiful images. Actually, I'm going to trim this off as well. You could just ink it, but you know I'm here. Okay, looks good. So I am going to go ahead and ink around there. Now this one over here, I used a window envelope, and I had some trouble folding it vertically because the envelope was right on that edge, and it just wanted to, or the window was right on the edge of where I was trying to fold it. So this one doesn't have a window. It's a little bit easier without a window, but you can cover the window too and make it work. So I'm going to fold this over and pay attention, make sure I have everything lined up. Okay, I use my bone folder to flatten everything out, and I am going to go ahead and, don't really need to do the ends, but I'm going to go ahead and ink right here just so it's not as noticeable, that stark white of the envelope. And clean this up a little bit. There we go. Alright, so I want a little bit of glue, top and bottom. Like that. Okay, let's ink on, I got these little pieces of paper everywhere. Actually, it's not sticking yet. Let's give it a second. Looks like I'm a little off down here, but that's okay. We're going to put some trim around here, and by the time we get the tab inside, it's not going to matter if it's perfect. I don't know what's happening here. Oh, a little bit of glue oozed out. And I'm not being gentle with my sponge, so it won't last me very long. Okay. Alright, so there we go. There's another pocket. Now, we have this one going this way. I'm going to put this one going this way. So we need another piece of paper to stick inside. So I've got this. And I want this to be, this is 2 inches almost. Let's see, it's about 1 3/4. So we want this one to be about 1.5 inches. So basically all I'm going to do is roll it up. And I'm going to line it up on my straight line here, and I'm just going to come 1.5 and fold like that. give myself a little bit more room. And then I'm going to come up a little bit more up to here and fold again. And that just gives it a little bit of more sturdiness. So I'm not going to cut that line like I did before. I'm going to go ahead and use the trimmer and get that on there. All right. And I think I want the rose part on the outside. I kind of want this part to show. So let me have to trim that down just a smidge to get that to fit over. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could stick that inside, but I kind of like the way that looks. And you know what? There again, I'm just going to pull the trimmer over and just take off a smidge. A smidge is a 1/16 of an inch to an 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so let's glue this one down. You could do glue stick for this if you have glue stick that you like. I want to get that nice and flat. And now I'm going to close it up. Now I can't make this as long as the page because I have to get it in that pocket. So, some glue on the edge, and rub that off. Okay, so we need this, we need this to come down, oh gosh, let's trim off 3/4 of an inch off of this one. I think I'll trim it from the top. And that should be able to get us into that pocket comfortably. So, alright, let's double check before we start clipping everything. Yeah, if it'll fit in like this, and then it'll fit in even better when we round the corners. I'm using the 1/2 inch side. And then I want to ink this up, and then we'll make a tab. You know, I miss being able to get together and sit around and do what we, you know, a crop like we used to do. Some friends of mine and I used to go once a year to a camp up in the mountains for, you know, 3 days of eating and paper crafting, and I miss it so much. It was so fun. Haven't been able to do that in many years, and this is the kind of thing that I would do, make aheads. I didn't then. I kind of fiddled around because I didn't know what to do. But this is what I would do now. I could totally use that time. So this is going to go this way in the book because we have this one already going this way. So we want this to go inside, and we're going to put a tab on that side. So how do we do a tab? Well, I'm going to use this architecture piece here. So I'm going to fold this up an inch here, just like that. And it doesn't matter, I'm going to trim this later, so I'm just going to cut across here. So it's a 2-inch piece, and this depends on how big you want your tab. If you want a bigger tab or a smaller tab. On this one, let's see, how big did I do that one? Oh, the ruler is always upside down no matter which way. Okay, this one is 1 5/8 inches wide. So, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to use the whole one on this one. See what it looks like, and if I don't like it, I'll trim it down. But I'm just using my envelope punch board, and with the folded side at the top, I'm going to line it up in the middle and punch, flip it over, line it up in the middle, and punch. And then I have a nice tab. And then what I do is I'll just trim off 1/4 inch right here. And you have a nice little tab for your piece. I'm not worried about them being the same. They're not going to be next to each other in the book. Let's ink this up a little bit. I do want to go ahead and ink on this side as well because it will be showing. And then we'll do this side. Oops. And there we go. Okay. So I will line up that 1/4 inch spot, approximate 1/4 inch right there with the edge, and fold it down, kind of wiggle it around until I get it where I want it. I want that right on the edge, don't want that pooching off. Check the other side, yeah, just like that. So then you can decide if you want a small one or a medium size one. This ends up being, what, 2 3/4 of an inch on that one. And I just used my cutoff, so perfect. And then that fits inside there, like so. And let's put some lace on here. I hate to put a big lace because I don't really want to cover up all the flowers. But we could put the lace on this side. So let's see what we've got. Oh, I've got this one. And like I said, I'm not worried about making them matchy-matchy. This is a scrap project. It's for Make-A-Head. And the whole secret to the Make-A-Head is use what you got. So I'm going to use this chenille type. It feels like chenille lace. It's really soft and fuzzy around the edges. And we'll put that on there. Yeah, I'm going to put that on this edge, just for something different. Not everything needs to be matchy-matchy. Did I say that already? It's true. Even though I do a lot of matchy-matchy. That's one of the things I like about using a paper collection is everything can match, but it doesn't have to be identical. So, all right. Just going to get that on there. Hanging over or not? Yeah, I think I'm going to have it up to the edge like that. Hanging over. We can trim that other piece. Yeah, so what I've done is lined up that dip with the edge there. Okay. That's fun. And then I'm going to trim this off. And trim this off. Okay. Now let's get some bling on here. What do we want to do with the bling? Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 4. I think that'll work out perfectly. So I'm just going to trim out that piece. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't count very well. It's my glasses. I really should be taking them off when I'm doing up close work. These are very sticky, so I don't mind just putting them on with the sticky back. And I'm just going to put that right, and I'm going to make it right in the middle where the tab is, like so. Just like that. Okay, so then you have one on this side, and you can either write on it or, you know, put other little things on top. You could add some coffee dyed paper if it was too dark. I think you could still write on it. But those are so fun, and you can see the difference just with the paper. There's endless possibilities for these. Make-aheads, use your scraps, whatever you want to call them. So thanks. I hope you'll check out E's channel and look at her video. She explains everything so simply. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.